Dan Illman, Mike Beer, taking a look back at the Ogden Phipps Stakes. This is a Grade 1 win and you're in for the Breeders' Cup Distaff to be contested this fall at Del Mar. Now, the Ogden Phipps had two major scratches in 2021. Preakness winner of 2020, Swiss Skydiver. Valiance, the winner of the Spinster, runner-up in the Breeders' Cup Distaff of 2020. They were withdrawn due to illness. We still had a fantastic performance. Breaking from the gate, here's Trusca, who will win for the 14th time in 19 lifetime starts. She breaks sharp from the rail, and this time in the rematch with She Dares the Devil, she's going to take it to She Dares the Devil.
Yeah, she gets control of this pace, and she gets it very easily, Dan. This is as you mentioned at the Open, it's a Grade 1 race with a $500,000 purse. I don't know what you would call this, but it's not really horse racing. She Dares the Devil is going to back off this Trusca, who is clearly the horse to beat, and let her control the action. Once she turns this horse loose up the backstretch, this race is over.
She is able to control it, is Trusca. And at the back of the pack, you see Bonnie South, the number 7 on the outside and last. She's going to make a good run for second. She Dares the Devil seems to be moving comfortably, but when you get into the turn in a situation like this where She Dares the Devil is, all of a sudden she's put to a hard chase, and that's a tough position to be in.
Yeah, I mean, she gave the best horse in the race a soft early lead in here, Dan, and now all you can do is chase her, and you can just tell by watching Trusca here, she's got plenty of horse left. There's just no way you're going to be able to catch her. They lost this race in the opening furlong and just gave themselves no chance to win. And not only did it hurt She Dares the Devil's chances, Dan, but it also hurt her stablemate, Bonnie South, who is coming up on the outside right now. She runs an excellent race here to be second. She had absolutely no chance to win.
Agreed about Bonnie South. Here she is on the outside. Trusca is well in control. This race is over right now. But Bonnie South, as we've seen in several of her races, she really kicks and tries hard in the stretch, and she makes it relatively close at the wire, 2 3/4 lengths. But Trusca gets home with a 103 Beyer speed figure, and she has to be considered the leading older filly and mare dirt horse in the country. She's beaten Monomoy Girl. She's beaten Swiss Skydiver. She's beaten Bonnie South. She avenged the defeat to She Dares the Devil in the Azeri, a race where she conceded the lead to She Dares the Devil. She is just consistent. She is hard knocking, and her speed gives her a big advantage.
Yeah, those things are all true. She's just a really good horse. The best thing about her, Dan, is, she obviously took advantage a little bit here to win this Grade 1, but she doesn't need that kind of trip to run well. We've seen her plenty of times in the past go fast on the lead and keep on going. She's a really, really good horse.
As for Bonnie South, this was a really nice progression for her. Consider she's still basically lightly raced. She's still a 4-year-old. She was rallying at the end. It would have helped if there was a little bit more pace on for her, perhaps, in this race. But she finished with some aplomb, and I think we're going to see some things from her, some good things, perhaps at Saratoga over the summer. The question is, does she really class up to Trusca? Does she class up to Valiance? Does she class up to Swiss Skydiver when all three of those are right?
We'll see. Those are big questions that have to be asked, but this is only her second start as a 4-year-old, Dan. She clearly took a step forward in here and ran the best race of her life. And obviously, when you get to some of those bigger races over the summer, you would at least hope that they're not going to be run the way that this race was run, and they'll give Bonnie South a real chance to be competitive in them. She ran great in here.
Mike, I wouldn't give up on She Dares the Devil just yet. We know that she's a pretty good filly in her own right, and just this race might not have set up for her. I'm really not sure what Florent Giroux could have done. I guess he could have tried to engage Trusca in all-out pace warfare. I don't think that would have made the difference. I think Florent did what he could do.
Well, he didn't race, so I don't know if he did what he could do. You could race. I mean, this is horse racing. He had a horse to beat who also had speed. And if you're not going to race her, I don't know how you think you're going to beat her. She Dares the Devil is a multiple Grade 1 winner. I'm still, kind of struggling, Dan, to figure out how good I think she is. Overall, her resume looks very good. I'm just not really sure. I feel like we found out now that maybe she's a horse who has to use her speed to be effective, and that's not going to continue to play well if she has to keep facing off against Trusca.
Let's take a look at Latruska's horse card, a sparkling record, as I've mentioned, 14 wins from 19 starts. She's a millionaire. Homebred was ridden by Jose Ortiz in gate-to-wire fashion on Belmont Stakes Saturday for trainer Fausto Gutierrez. You have to think that if Latruska, retains this sort of form, she is an automatic major threat for the Breeders' Cup distaff. But it will be interesting to see if Swiss Skydiver and Valiance come back ready to fire.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe even, I don't even know what the story is with Monomoy Girl. I don't know if she'll be back by the end of the year or not. But this division is very, very strong right now. There are some good horses out there, and Latruska is definitely one of them. It's nothing but good races on her card.
2 triple-digit Beyer speed figures in a row for Latruska, both in grade ones. 102 in the Apple Blossom, 103 in the Ogden Phipps. Let's hope we see her in the Breeders' Cup distaff.